Hi everyone, it's Den here. Welcome to the School of Light and an episode of Smith Makes Stuff. Today we are going to take this piece of glass, we are going to attach a 3D printed attachment to it, whack it on a universal connector and make a light painting image with it. Why a piece of glass? Why this piece of glass? And why now? It has been a while since I've made a video for the channel. It's been so unbelievably busy. But a couple of things have come together to make this happen. Firstly, the camera I'm recording this on, I have been loaned it by Fuji to test, and so I thought I'd shoot some video on it. So here we go. It's a GFX 100, so I hope it looks good. It should do. I think it's autofocusing. So why this bit of glass? Well, Phil Fisher posted this photograph the other day on the internet and reminded me of an event that we went to in 2019 in Berlin. It was an astonishing event. It was called Light Up Berlin. Rob Turney and I went over from Australia. We stayed with Phil and Mark Varys and went to the Light Up Berlin event, which was unbelievable. It was organized and run by Gunnar Hallman and Sven Gerard. I got to run a workshop. Rob Turney held the most astonishing workshop in this wild bunker sort of place, doing live light blading. I gave him a hand with that. Look, it was an incredible event. However, the piece of glass, let's focus in. The day we arrived in Berlin at the event, the guys organized this session in a glass making studio which was on the piece of land where the event was. So we all went down there and we all got to make a piece of glass. Well, today we are going to turn this into a light painting tool, which was the initial idea of the thing. We're going to use the universal connector. So it needs to connect here like this. If I hold it up here, it needs to connect there. We're going to whack a torch in there. The light will go up, the bit of glass, and if all goes well, we should be able to make a light painting image with it. So this here is a 3D printed attachment that I used to put on the blades I used to sell, and the universal connector goes into there. We turn it on, and there's a blade. So today what we're going to do is we are going to design and build this attachment here to go onto that bit of glass. Let's not muck around, let's get into it. So there you go. So in my design software, I have taken the part of it that goes on the universal connector. Then I have taken my internal dimensions of the glass, added my 3mm around the edge, tidied it up. So in theory, what we should be looking on the screen now is my CAD design, my 3D print design. Then what I do is I export that as what's called an STL file. And then that STL file goes across to the printer and my 3D printer starts. Now the material I'm using is ABS. I use ABS because it's very strong, has a very high temperature. It's the same thing that Lego's made of. So let's see how it fits. So I'm going to slide it in there and it's got to be reasonably snug, right? Nice. Now that feels pretty good. I want to make sure it goes all the way down. So I've got a black mark on here where it should go to. And it's pretty good. So something we need to think about is how I'm going to fix this to this. Now I think I'm going to do it with some, although it's fitting in there pretty nice actually. The thing with resin, if I put like epoxy in there or hot glue, we don't want to block the light path up through the glass. All right, so I'll show you how it goes. So we've got the glass, we've got this pushed onto there, so that goes up into there like that. Let's put the universal on there. Dunk. Let's put our torch up into there. Ooh, that's looking really nice actually. Actually, that green hue, ooh, that's quite nice. That's coming off my little green, that's coming off my green bars there, I think. It's illuminating the red really nicely, but there's these spots, which I think will be really beautiful. And it's not some crazy hot, the light is not really hot coming out the end. Well, it feels really nice actually. So these are I've made quite a few glass tools. So you can see that's quite a hot point. There's this crazy focused beam coming out the end there. But yeah, the point of light has always been a bit of a challenge on this particular one. And it didn't do it on our Berlin glass. So that's pretty exciting. So the next thing I've got to do is glue this in here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some resin. So I'm going to use a 2-pack resin. So I'm just going to go get some of that. All right, so I want to clean up the end of the glass. Nice, and then we want to give the glass are clean, so there's no oil on there, no handles or anything, so that the resin has the best chance to stick to it. Bit of araldite. I don't want any resin to get on the end of the blade there. Some on here, on the body. Some down on this side. Here we go. Hello. I can't believe it's been 5 years since we were in Berlin. That's crazy. All right, then I'm going to pop this in here, but I'm just going to wiggle it as we come up to hopefully spread that araldite around. All right, so we're just going to leave that there. And by magic, when I clap my hands, it's going to be dry. All right, there we go. So it's not quite dry yet. So one of the things that I can almost guarantee, and this is quite common, is I'm going to pop just carefully because it's not quite 100% set. And when I turn this torch on, watch what happens. I bet you anything you like. Yeah, there we go. So see how you can, there's this kind of hot spot here. You can see it here where the resin is, and the light comes up and it hits it. Good old trusty black electric tape. While this is setting, I've got to do this quite delicately, but I'm going to wrap some black electrical tape around here like this. So you pull it nice and tight. I probably shouldn't have done that while it's still setting, but that's all right, whatever. And watch what happens when I put this torch in here. Yeah, so our hot spot has kind of gone here. It's not even going to stand out even close to how it would before. So there's our Berlin blade, our Berlin glass blade. Look at that. So beautiful. So tonight we're going out down to the port, and I promise you, we'll make a light painting image with this. There we go. Oh my gosh, Berlin. Okay, so I went out last night and had a bit of a play. It ended up being a little more than I was planning, but here it is. Here's our glass tool. It worked really well. Once they're dried, so I can be quite aggressive with this. And that is not coming out of there, and it went really well. So I went down to our local train station. I used one of the halos, one of the spotlights, through this sort of pressed metal fence, or this sort of cut metal fence, projected that pattern over onto these concrete formations and worked around that, and it was really nice. The challenge with it though is that this is not really that bright. There's not a lot of light transfer going through here and up to here, so there was a bit of a challenge for me balancing the very bright ambient light, the light that I was projecting, and the light coming out of this, but I got there in the end. And I had a bunch of fun. So it was a cool night. This was beautiful. And then this afternoon, I've done a little bit here in the studio, so I'll show you that. But overall, just gorgeous. Lovely light. You didn't see the green a lot, but it was fine. But here's a thought. Something I was thinking about is what's really magical about this tool is it's not just a light painting tool with a bit of history of 5 years in this thing. The whole time I was light painting with this, what I thought about was the people that I was with when I was making it. It was such a special trip for me. The people that I met, the people I spent time with, literally sitting next to making this tool, I felt like they were all with me, and it made me think about them, which is a very precious thing for me. I hope you like the images. They were very difficult to make, but it was gorgeous. I had a lot of fun. What I am going to leave you with is a little bit of footage of my time in Berlin with some amazing light painters. And I hope one day I get to go back to Spain and back to Madrid. And I want to say a huge thank you to everyone up there that made this happen. Gunnar and Sven mainly. You guys put this thing together and gathered us all together. A rare thing. Maybe it'll happen again. But maybe I'll come to Berlin and we'll see you. Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone that was so kind to us in Germany as well. Peace. I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming by.